best way to make your mech mods perform and look better is to clean them. So I put together this little video to show you how I clean my mech mods. Basically the brass broadside, and I also clean off my brass dead rabbit chuff cap. Enjoy, hope it helps.
You'll need a drill to spin, and then you'll need something to connect the drill to your mod. I use this. Then you'll need whatever tools to take your mod apart. A pencil to get out any arch marks or black marks on connections, a toothbrush, soft bristled, some dish detergent, I use Dawn, warm water or a sink, I already put soap in there, WD-40 or 3-in-1 works as well, some Q-tips to get in the small areas, especially the 510. I use alcohol wipes, this is optional. Blue Magic is what does all the magic here. You could get this at an automotive shop, Pep Boys, AC Auto. Paper towels. Not terry towels, these are microfiber towels. I always use 2 new ones whenever cleaning my mods. And then the mod you're cleaning, or the cap you're cleaning. Alright, now I just want to disassemble anything I'm using. Get everything apart, all the pieces, all the moving parts. Everything I want to clean very thoroughly, so all the connections after I'm done are all clean. It's going to make your mod function a lot better when you clean every part, every thread. Here's some of the arch marks I'm talking about here that I use the pencil on. So you see it just doesn't wipe off. So I take the pencil eraser and the friction basically gets that right off. You could also use a pencil on batteries that have arch marks, usually on the negative. There's usually arch marks on your batteries, and you could use a pencil eraser to get them off as well. Now I just scrub down everything with the warm soap and water. Give everything a good scrub. Anything that I can't get in there with the toothbrush well, I use the Q-tip, 510. Hit all them threads good. We'll be doing more work on the threads in a little bit. Get the mod nice and clean. You just want to get any of the top dirt off so that the polish takes. Just scrubbing down all the pieces. Now I take the pencil inside of this on the broadside because that's where I get a lot of marks, and especially on the edge here. I always have marks where the connection's made on the mod, where the mod touches the, I guess, firing clutch. Clean off the eraser sometimes. Just with a little bit of friction, and there's a black mark there, and you'll see the eraser takes it right off. Just important not to let that build up too much because it's going to be a lot harder to take off if you haven't done it for a while. And now I also scrub down the mod. And let's hit the cap. Definitely get the knurling really good on there. That's definitely where the toothbrush comes in handy. Any mod or cap that isn't just straight up flush and round has some dips and divots in it. The brush helps a lot. Now this is very gunked up. You can see the toothbrush isn't doing too much good on it. So this is where the WD-40 or 3-in-1 comes in handy. It's going to loosen up that dirt, get into the smallest parts, and help it break up a bit. I just spray it directly on there. I'm just going to hit all the threads while I'm at it. This is what I usually do. And I also hit them after I'm done cleaning too. This way my mod closes and opens smoothly. You can also clean your mod with WD-40. It just really helps getting into them pores. You can see the tail turn black after I do this. Just really gets that gunk out of there. Scrub it again with the toothbrush because I do want to get that WD-40 off. Scrub the top where the design is. Sometimes that could be the hardest part, but you'll see what I do. This part's very important, getting inside them threads, because that's where the negative connection is actually made. A lot of buildup, especially being a contractor. I just get a lot of dirt and build up on these threads. The more you clean your mod, the better. I like to try to do it once every 2 weeks, but it's usually more like once every month. And this also works on copper mods, the blue magic, everything. So here I am putting the mod back together, any parts that need to be polished. I'm leaving all the small parts out, and I'm going to connect this tank atomizer that fits into my drill. So they do sell things that actually work for this. Actually, for the broadside, they sell an attachment that you could stick into your drill that screws onto the broadside. But I just use this guy here, this atomizer. You've seen I put all the little parts in an ultrasonic. That's optional. If you don't have an ultrasonic, no big deal. I just do it while I'm doing this part. Put it in there for 3 to 5 minutes, and that's it. So now get this into my drill center. Make sure it's spinning smoothly. I think for a little bit in the video it's not spinning so smoothly, but I fix it. And now I can get out the blue magic. So this blue magic actually needs to be stirred up. So I take a Q-tip, I stir it up, and then I use that Q-tip to get on the top of my mod, where that design is on the broadside. And then I just let that sit there while I do the rest of the mod. I let the blue magic sit on the mod, getting the threads, and then put it onto my drill. Now I just take a generous amount of the blue magic, put it on the mod, and then turn it to spread it. You know, I use a paper towel for this part. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on it because paper towels are actually a little abrasive. It can, I guess, in theory, scratch your mod. So I just use it to spread the first bit on. And I could put it on the cap. And I don't have anything to spin this cap on during this video to spin it on my drill, so I basically just put the blue magic on there and let it sit, and then I take it off later. Alright, get this crap off my hands. You can use gloves. I just find that when I use gloves, the drill grabs onto them and the glove kind of wraps around the mod, so I don't use gloves for this. Alright, so I take a new blue microfiber tail, start spreading that blue, and what's going to happen as the blue magic starts to work, you see it's not spinning very center, so let me fix that. As the blue magic starts to work, it turns black. And that's not dirt, that's the blue magic just starting to work. That's during the polishing process. So don't think that's dirt and you need to get it off. You need to polish with that black. That's just what blue magic does. So that's actually a cleaning process and a polishing process. You can see it's getting more shiny as it turns black. And the longer you do this, the more polished it's going to look. Get the top here, kind of just stick my fingernail between the mod and the tank just to get the outside part of that. And then I get a little more blue magic after it looks like the black has went through its full cycle. And I just put a little bit more on there and do that same step again. Now I do actually end up doing this step twice every time. The whole polishing step, just to get it, nice and polished while I have it out. Here you go, it's going to turn black again because of that second coat of blue magic. Here comes the black. You just want to keep doing this. I never grip the mod because then the mod tightens up on the RDA or the whatever you're using to turn it in the drill, and it's very hard to get off. So I never grip it. I always just press onto it and let it spin. Now I get a new piece of blue cloth, and now I'm going to try to take this blue magic off and polish at the same time. So I'm just resting the mod on the blue microfiber. I'm just getting all the blue magic off. You see it's coming off. Get another new section. I'm putting a little bit of pressure on it. I want to get it all off. You see it's starting to really come polished now. But once again, I do this step one more time. Make sure you put a lot of pressure on them letters so the tail gets into there. All right, looking good. Now the top. So basically I just spin it on the tail to get it nice and clean. Good amount of pressure so it gets into them designs. Get in the threads. Now at this point my hands are a little dirty. So I don't worry about it now, but I do wash my hands before the second time I take it off the mod. Because you do get fingerprints on there if you don't. So now, I think I take care of the cap here. Yeah, just get the blue tail, add a clean spot on the tail, and just wipe with a lot of pressure back and forth the cap. And this will go through the black process and the taking off process pretty quickly. But it does get it nice and polished. This is a fairly new cap, so it's not that dirty. Pretty polished to start off. looking good. I didn't do this part because it was fine. It didn't need any blue magic, so I think I dabbed it on there a second. Let me just get it off. I actually end up cleaning that in the ultrasonic cleaner, but now I'm going to go through one more time the mod. Get these threads all cleaned out. Get all the old blue magic out of there. And also, there's probably blue magic on the tail that I'm actually polishing the threads. Back in the drill. And let's do another round of polishing. Now I take a brand new tail after the blue magic black step, and this is my final step of the polishing. When I grab the brand new tail, and this brand new tail, that'll be used the next time I polish as the first tail. And I'll get a new tail for this step. See, and I clean the threads off a bit and get in the top. And I do not want to touch this mod with my hands that are now dirty until I clean them off. Looking a lot better than the first round. Nice and polished. Hands are dirty, so let me go wash them. The blue magic comes off fairly easy. It definitely has a very potent smell though, the blue magic. Very strong smell. Now I'm going to take a paper towel and get it off of the drill and do the final parts of this cleaning and polishing. Get the top again. It's looking nice and shiny. Nice and brass again. Like a brand new mod. Drop the cap and the drip tip into the ultrasonic. Let that go while I do the next couple steps. Then I get it out of the ultrasonic and I'm just going to dry off all my little pieces. The cap. Looking nice right there. Looks much better in person than on camera. I probably could have set up the lights a little bit better to see, but I'm going to get all the parts back together in the mod. This is a reverse thread. So that's the top of the broadside, the top firing. Here's the button, the Derlin button. Now this is where I take the alcohol and I hit all the connections, basically, all the silver connections. Once again, this is optional. This is just how I used to clean my mods, with rubbing alcohol. But I still do it, just one last touch. And I just also make sure I get off all the black magic on the inside. Or blue magic, I'm sorry. This is the bottom piece. The housing and what touches the battery. Just two little holes there that you could spin this on. Actually, there's more than two holes. I put the clutch back on, and now I want to take some WD-40 and hit all my threads. I put it directly on a paper towel and hit all the threads real quick. Wipe it down again. I got some WD-40 on the mod for a second, but that's just going to make it cleaner, really. Yeah, I'm ready to put it all back together. Throw a battery in there. Let's see how this thing fires. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. I hope it was informative. Sorry that I put it out and the sound was off, but no big deal. It should be out very shortly after the first time. Stay tuned. And if there's anything else you would like to see, comment below. Anything that's not building that I could help with. Thanks, and have a good one.